Look at that view. Holy crap. Oh yeah. Look at it. Just look at it. All right, what's going on, party people? No, just kidding. So how you guys doing? It's been a while. Haven't been posting much. Been doing life things, you know? I don't know. Sorry about that. Anyway, today we're riding the Ibex, and we've got, what do we have? We have 3 mods we're checking out today. One is the mesh seat cover on the Enduro seat. Previously, I did not like the Enduro seat because it was too soft and would kind of wad up and get in your business. This is much better. Gonna give that a thumbs up. This might be my favorite seat now. We also put some shorty levers on. And I'm starting to like these. A little bit to get used to, but I have this weird tendency, and I always have had this, even on dirt bikes. I use these 2 fingers. It's kind of weird. Hang on with my pinky, and I always have my pointer like up here. I don't know why. I mean, I'll add it if I need it, but that's, I don't know, just me. The other thing we did was put KTM 790 clutch springs in the clutch. And I'm just going to go ahead and give that a thumbs up. I've got about 70 miles on these 3 modifications. And the clutch definitely has a more positive grab to it, a more positive feel. It's not grabby. Don't take that the wrong way. It's still just as smooth as it ever was. But it definitely feels more, you know, like it's engaging, solid, I guess. Or has a better or more solid engagement. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so we're going to ride home and talk about these modifications, I guess, a little bit. I don't know. There's not really much to talk about other than the 3 solid modifications as far as I can tell. I need to go off-road and check those levers while I'm off-road. But the seat definitely is good. The clutch is good. The levers, I like them. They work. You know, one thing is if you tip over and this breaks, the lever is not there, so it may not break. I don't know. Can't break what's not there. Is that even a thing? But yeah, let's go home before it gets too hot. Work closed a little early today. They're having their July 4th barbecue. I had too much work to do to join in on that, so I did my work. Now I'm going home. And the Ibex means business with that sound, huh? Hopefully you guys can see over the carpet ride. I think you can. You're probably about right here. Yeah, I think you can. See what I mean? Look at that. Point your fingers out there. Kind of like having your pinky out, right? When you're having a spot of tea. They just slurried our parking lot and it stinks. Shield down, or is it visor down? Something like that. I would go But these Irvine drivers have a habit of changing lanes in the intersection, so I don't trust any of them. So yeah, I haven't posted in a while. Been doing life things. Hope you guys all had a happy Father's Day. We had a good time. We went up to the OHV and rode dirt bikes. And, you know, some stuff around the house, barbecue, the things. I was going to film the OHV stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is a Father's Day, more of a personal thing. We had my kids and some grandkids and, you know, other people's kids. So, left the cameras at home and just enjoyed the day. I'm sure you understand. So the rumor that the old Ibex here is going to be a 500 next year or 550. That'll be interesting. Same rumor says that KTM might put the same engine in a 390 like bike and call it the 490. Hopefully these rumors are true. Although I personally don't think this bike needs any more power. There's several people out there that do. Everybody wants power. Even though 80% of us use less than 50% of the power with it. It's between our legs, right? Man, what a difference from this morning. It was foggy this morning and cold. Now we're 85-ish and very bright. Need to put the sun shield down. There we go. Boom. Sun shield down. Yeah, this mesh seat cover has really changed my opinion on this Enduro seat. I wasn't too happy with the Enduro seat. The initial layer of foam on it to me is just too soft, and so the vinyl covering on it kind of wads up, you know, right where you're sitting. But this seat cover is preventing that from happening, and this seat is being all it can be and more. So yeah, for me, this might be the way to go now. It's, you know, got a larger place to sit, and it's more flat, less scooped out. Obviously you have less, or I would say more, you have a further reach to the ground, not less. So your seat height has increased a little bit. So if you're already on your tiptoes with the stock scooped out seat, just be aware that this is going to add a, what, 1.5 inches to your actual seat height. And it's going to put you up, obviously riding on the bike, another 1.5 inches. I'm definitely picking up more wind than with the other seat, but it's 85 degrees, so I don't care right now. I might care on the freeway, which we'll experience here in a second. Not technically a freeway, it's a toll road, so it's not free, but yeah, the seat's good to go, I believe. I will definitely know more in an hour when I'm getting closer to home. It's usually that into the third hour, right, of commuting that the seat really starts to show its true colors. You know, whether it's a hot spot on the butt or if it's just another seat that you can sit on. The 2-finger levers are good. The price was good. They're fully adjustable. They seem pretty robust build-wise. Switching them out, piece of cake. Not a big deal at all. They're held in with an Allen screw. I don't know if you haven't changed your levers yet. You'll see this. In the top of that Allen screw, there's a little plug. It makes it look like that it's a pin and not an Allen screw. So I was trying to take the jam nut off, thinking, what the hell? And then, you know, of course, it dawned on me. There's a plug in the Allen screw, you dork. And so yeah, pop the little plug out, and lo and behold, it's an Allen screw, Allen bolt. And take that out, put everything back together, make sure your clutch is adjusted properly, and away you go. I'm really liking the clutch. I'm not a big fan of vague clutches that have no feedback, which most of these 3-ramp slipper clutches have. In fact, I kind of hate it. You know, when I squeeze my clutch lever, I want to feel what's going on, not just some weird vagueness. And now I've got that. Speaking of clutches though, did you guys know that Recluse makes a clutch for this bike, an auto clutch? I'm thinking hard on it. I'm really thinking hard on it. This weekend I was riding the KLX 170, which has it's actually a 140 with big tires, big wheels, and I put a 170 big bore kit on it with higher compression, so it has to run 91. But needless to say, it's got a little more oomph. But I also put a Recluse clutch on it because riding off-road, it's just one less thing to worry about. And my wife normally rides it, and that was my first real experience off-road with that and the Recluse clutch, and I can't find any negatives about the Recluse. If it's adjusted right, you have everything you had before, engine braking, all that, right? Except you don't have to pull in the clutch if you don't want to. I still pull in the clutch a shift, which I think is required. But let's say you come to a really screwed up part on a single track, and the difference between not having to worry about the clutch and getting your feet where they need to be and moving your body weight where they need to be and then giving it throttle without stalling the engine, all that's possible with the Recluse, and it really does make riding off-road easier. So I'm thinking hard about putting one on this bike because it's a heavier bike, and I believe when you're off-road with a heavier bike, you need all the help you can get. We'll see. I'm gonna go check the website and see how much it is. If it's like any other Recluse clutch, it's probably 800 bucks, which is a lot of money, but I don't know. I have one in the DRZ too, so, or I have one for the DRZ. I haven't installed it yet. I just think they're a good idea, especially if you're an old guy like me. You're gonna get tired faster. You're not gonna be as strong as you used to be. All those things. Anything you can do to make it easier when you're off-road, you know, is all going to keep you riding longer, happier, and healthier. Possibly avoid crashes. If you avoid one crash because of your $800 investment on your clutch, a crash that could potentially injure you, it's worth it, right? At that point. Anyway, we'll see how that goes with the Recluse. It's more than likely going to happen on this bike because I just like them. I believe a similar clutch like the Recluse comes on the new BMW GS 450, right? So it's catching on. You know, and people always used to call them out, or the people out that use them, you're weenies, right? Well, maybe, but I'm also still standing upright when riding, and you missed your clutch shift, or you stalled your bike and you tipped over, broke your wrist, or crushed your ankle, or yeah, I don't know. It's gonna work for me. Let's put it that way. It may not be your bag of tea. I guess we could talk a little bit about the carpy ride. It's been nothing short of perfect. I'm not sure on this one. Like, a lot of your apps from your phone will show up on your carpy ride, right? So, because I have Gaia on my phone, I wonder if there's a Gaia icon that pops up on that Apple CarPlay. I should probably check that. If it does, yeah. It might be anything and everything you need. That is the small car to ride, the little 5-inch guy. It's more like 4.5 inches, but if I had to buy another one, I would just go ahead and get the 7-incher. That's what she said. But this one's working, and I have no problem seeing it. Obviously, I got to tilt my head up a little bit because I have bifocals on because I'm old. But yeah, it's been perfect. Not expensive. It works. It seems to be waterproof. It's gotten wet. It always boots up. It's always there. It's so far been as reliable as a brick. It's just there and does what it does. Of course, we also added the new double take mirrors. Love them. Really like them. Good job on double take on making everything in-house now instead of utilizing ram clamps, which there's nothing wrong with the ram clamps, but obviously more profit to be had by the company, which will make them more successful, which eventually may bring the price down. I don't know. But yeah, they're good mirrors. You can adjust them right where you need them, right where you don't want them. The Jet Li Acrophobic exhaust, and while it sounds good around town, it's kind of annoying right now. So it's probably going to come off when I'm going to put the stock exhaust back on. I don't know. Still up in the air on that one. What do you guys think? I feel like with the stock muffler, I don't really need earplugs if I have the windshield up. With this muffler, I need earplugs. So, I don't know. These little 2-finger levers are actually kind of cool. I like them. That's kind of another thing too when you're with a recluse, right? You gotta minimize a little bit of arm pump from clutch activation. Lots of clutch activation. And I know it's not a lot to reach up and pull that lever in, but once you do it 2,000 times a day, it turns into something. So if you have to do that less frequent, better for your arms, right? Your longevity for the day is longer. The less likely you are to create or have a mistake and fall on your dome. Range Rover Evoque. I've been having inconsistent recording times with my batteries again. These GoPro batteries just don't last very long. 2 of them are slightly swollen. The one that I'm using right now is not swollen at all, so it should last hopefully 40 minutes. Guess we're gonna find out. Fiona. Scotty doesn't know. Name that movie. Fiona was hot. A little too spicy for Scotty. We are upon the Ortega Highway. And look at that, we're still recording. That's a good thing. What a beautiful day. 80, 85 degrees. Sun, blue sky, mountains. I mean, what do you want? I don't know what else we could talk about here. The Ibex has been flawless. I love it. I'd buy another one. I'd buy it again. It is what it is. Other than the missing cruise control, I think if I knew I was never going to have to ride 2 up again, I could see how I could replace my GS with it. I love my GS. It's the nicest bike I've ever owned. It really is like freaking easy mode, whether you're on road or off road. It's just, it has the you know, the electronic suspension. It's the enduro package on a GS Trophy, so, and it's mostly stock. It is truly easy mode. Even when you tip it over, it's easy to pick up. Kind of crazy. But I mean, just expense wise, I could see how, I mean, this bike paid for it. Obviously the GS is not. I have a little bit of money, but I don't have a lot of bit of money, so I could see how eliminating that expense and just riding this bike, if I knew I truly never had to ride 2 up again, which I think we're getting close to that. My wife's not really that interested in riding my back anymore. She has her dirt bikes and she's happy with that. I'm happy with that. We just put around on dirt bikes with the CTs. Little CTs are a ball. As far as an investment for both of us to have fun on, that was probably money well spent. She loves it. I like it. It's fun. We have a good time together. We might do a trip on those. I found a back way to the OHV. It's a long ride, but it might be fun to do on the CT. At least head that way. Doesn't mean we have to go all the way. Stop and, you know, have a little picnic. Head back if we get too tired. I'm sure one's endurance might be limited by the little CTs, but we won't know until we try. The commute's not too bad when there's not a lot of traffic. You know, we are allowed to lane split here and lane share or illegal pass, whatever you guys want to call it. Well, that helps, but stop and go traffic is still stop and go traffic, and mentally it just takes a lot more work. And sometimes the traffic's so bad here that from the mental perspective, it's kind of fatiguing. Trying to figure out which one of the cars or how many of the cars are going to try to kill you before you get home. When the ride starts to feel like work instead of fun, then you know, it's not ideal. Now this is fun, even though I'm going from work to home. But yeah, this is fun. I keep telling myself that. I really don't like riding behind big vans like that. The oncoming traffic can't see you. Not that there's any left. I mean, there is possibilities of left turn accidents on this road, but I know where they are, so I always move to the left side of the van so the oncoming traffic can see me. If you stay too far over here and someone's in front of that van, like right now, and he wants to turn left right after the van passes, because look, there's no one behind us, he's going to turn right into you. So yeah, either stay far enough back, or when you know there's a possibility of a left turn ahead, scoot over to the left side here so they can see you. And that's your rider safety tip of the day, brought to you by Mike's Motorcycle Projects and Adventure. Feel free to donate by finding the link in the description. You know, something that I've noticed on this guy, I didn't sand the paint off the handlebar on this side, and the super glue, look at that, the super glue from Oxford is no longer gripping. I'm going to take that apart this weekend and sand the paint off, scrape out the old glue and re-glue it. I shouldn't have a throttle on both sides. It's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of you may have noticed I still don't have handlebar brush guards or hand guards on here, or whatever you want to call the things. My favorite are Bark Busters. That's a brand, by the way, not a type. I keep seeing people calling things Bark Busters that are not Bark Busters. They're just hand guards. But anyway, and I just haven't gotten around to buying a pair or putting them on. So Bark Busters, if you're watching, you know, Ibex 450 needs some hand guards. I like the Bark Busters with the storm deflectors. That's what I have on my other bikes. I like them. They work. The storms deflect a good amount of wind, and bugs, and branches and things, and tarantulas. Yeah, I was going to say tarantulas for some reason. I don't know why. Do you see a tarantula somewhere? I think maybe it was subliminal messaging. Thought maybe I saw a spider and didn't realize it. But anyway, yeah. If I put anything on here, it'll be Bark Busters. But like I said, I haven't gotten around to buying any yet. You know, you guys should down in the comments section put pound Bark Busters, send Mike a set, or whatever their YouTube channel is. And if I see pound Bark Busters down in the comments, that means you made it this far, and I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Before I run out of battery, and that's going to happen probably about halfway across this mountain pass, I want to thank everyone for watching, and if you made it this far, like I said about the Bark Buster comment, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. You guys, you ride safe, try to be kind to each other, and I'll see you out there.
Haven't found any camels yet, but we out here.